Hi, you're watching FrSKY Drones. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a review on the FrSKY X-LITE, the small game style controller which I think could and should change the hobby.
Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to have a look at the FrSKY X-LITE and why I think this could be a game changer for the RC hobby community. So it comes, the only thing different, this comes in a cardboard box from the outside, which it only just fits in. Then in here you get the transmitter. I went for the black one because I preferred the red accents on here. You also get a sticker sheet and a very brief manual on the switch, what switch does what, how to enter your menus, etc. Comes with gimbal guards on as standard. They have the tightest, but they do the job in the case, I must admit. Take the gimbal guards off. It also comes with this pack. Right, this grey bit of heat shrink is to put onto your tube. Is to go onto the top of your switches, so a little tube goes on top of your switches and you shrink it on. I'm not sure it's the best idea ever. And then in here are the little covers that go over these holes. You've probably seen loads of videos now. So it comes with no mode on, so you screw the screw into the one you want to make your throttle, screw it all the way down and then adjust the tension. And that'll give you, obviously, this iFly mode 1, as you probably know. So that's all you do. Very, very easy to do, and I love the fact it's come out of the box unmoded, because I think that's the way forward with transmitters. I know that most people in this country fly mode 2 and certainly in the States, but here there is still some mode 1 flyers, and one of them is me. So this is the transmitter, very similar to the X7, the way it works. Hold a button in, turns it on. This is how it came stock, so I need to upgrade the firmware and put Loire scripts on, and obviously all the sounds, which I'll do later on, but I just wanted to show it you. I will do a video after I've had this a couple of weeks and I've flown it for a bit. So as you can see, the screen, very similar to what it is on the X7, almost identical in fact. So to enter your menus, if you press left over and hold it, it brings you into the menu for the radio itself, and then over that way brings you into your sorry, exit back out of there, hold it that way, brings you into your models. I'm not going to go over how to set a model up. I probably will do actually when I get it running and I've flown one with it. I'll show you how I did, but it's exactly the same as the X7. There's no difference whatsoever. It's exactly the same setup. The screen's tiny, but I don't have the best eyesight on close-up, and I thought I'd struggle with it. I can read it perfectly because it's razor sharp, and that's why I can read it. You've got an exit button, you've got an enter button, and this is how you set your trims. So you can see the trims moving there. And then I think if you hold that one down, it does the trims on the other side. So with no button pressed in, it's a trim for, in my case, aileron and throttle, and then to get on the other side for me, which is rudder and elevator, you hold that button in and do it that way. So it's quite easy to set up. Well, quite strange really, isn't it, not having trim buttons, but what they've done is trying to keep this look. So it's plastic covered in a rubberized coating. It feels very nice in your hand, and at the back, as you can see, it's plastic, and then it has these rubber grips on the back there. So you've got two position switches, and then you've got 2 3-position switches. You've got no wheels, no dials, you've just got these 2 here. So you've got 2 potentiometers, one there and one there, and they do actually feel very smooth. They've got no centering, which is, I find, a little bit strange. I prefer it if it had a centre on, but there is no centre. But you can see on the screen there, you can see how they're moving and what have you. So the gimbals are quad bearing Hall effect gimbals. I'm going to show you my X7 in a minute, and I'll tell you why. So, as you can see, they feel very. You can't. The transmitter is difficult to do a review on, in my opinion, and tell you what the gimbals feel like, because it's all a matter of taste, what you prefer. I think this is fantastic. Right, so you can fly thumbs on top, and you can still pinch very, very easily. So, pinching, absolute doddle. So when you buy it, this is what you get. It doesn't come. Let's turn it off. It doesn't come with batteries, so you got to hold the button in, keep it pressed in, so the lem line go down, and it's you get the Zs. So it doesn't come with batteries, so you have to buy them. So at the bottom here, these on either side screw off. Let me see if I can get this out. And this is what I'm running on. So I'm running on 18500s, and these you've got to be careful. Don't make sure you get the right length of these. 18500 are ideal for it, and these are Panasonic 2210s. So I got these. I think I got a pair of these for 12 quid, something like that. And then I think I paid 5 quid for a charger. So 17 quid for the batteries. I don't think that's bad. You pay that for a normal nickel metal hydride to go in the back of a normal transmitter, and I do like these. And my 2100's in there. It's not going to run out anytime soon. So the batteries go in there, pop in there, and then you have to work out which way to put it back on. Bit of a krypton pack to puzzle. There you go, and it twists on. One on the other side exactly the same. On the top here has got a little pull off. There's a little rubber pull off on the top, which is tight, but that's a good thing. And there you plug in your external antenna. So when I ordered this, it wasn't in stock. They're now in stock, so I need to order one. And it's a T-shaped antenna, probably comes up to about here, goes across the top. If you want to fly with the external antenna, as default, it's turned off. So the external antenna is turned off in the system. You have to turn it on, and the reason it's turned off is because there's no antenna in there. You don't want to damage your transmitter. So as default, it's turned off. You have to turn it on when you put the antenna on. Whether it'll ever need one or not, I don't know. It probably won't. The range seems fine as it is, so we probably won't need to do that. So that's that. So the reason I've got these out, so this is the family, if you like. So okay, so the bigger stuff, 250 and stuff like that, I fly on the SE. So this is the Taranis X9D Plus SE, so it's carbon fibre edition. It just looks nice and fancy, and it's got the M9 gimbals, so the gimbals feel really smooth in it. Now I've also got one of these, which is my first FrSKY radio. So prior to this, I flew helicopters and a bit of planes, but mainly helicopters, and I always flew JR or Futaba. I spent a lot of money on JR and Futaba gear. I had the Futaba 18, which 18Z is it, which I had not for that long, full colour touchscreen. I just hated programming the things. And then you'll read on the forums, people say these are difficult to program. No, they're not. Once you've done one model, you can just make a model template up, and there you go. For a quad, especially with Betaflight these days, it's literally 3 and 4 minutes to make a model and have it going. So this was my first introduction to FrSKY. So I put the Hall effect gimbals on this. This has got M7s. They feel beautiful. And on the back of this, I also have the iRange X. I think it's SM420 something like SMT420 something like that. 4-in-1 module with a later software on. Welcome to Taranis. So this has got everything on. This has got scripts, and this has got obviously amber. Switch warning. And annoying, but this has got all the setup on. So as you can see, if I turn the both screens on, so as you can see, they're very, very similar. You can see screens are virtually the same, but I prefer this screen to this screen because this screen's blocky but bigger, and this screen's razor sharp. So this is your more traditional radio. So one has to go. And when I bought this mainly to review, and I thought, well, if I don't like it, I can just sell it on. I probably won't lose that much money on it. And I was a bit undecided on how good it'd be, because I love the X7. But this is the one that's going to go. And let me tell you why. Because I think this will be a game changer for the hobby. We struggle to get people into this hobby, and that's why we do these channels, or a lot of us do, to try and get people in, show them what's the best thing to buy, what you can get value for money, and how to get started up. And this could be a game changer, and that's because of the form factor of the transmitter. It's very, very PlayStation 4, Xbox One, because of the design of it. It feels like a game controller to hold in your hand, except it's got miles better gimbals. It's small, it's neat, it's easy to use, and it looks good. And teenagers that are coming into the hobby and they've bought the first Hubsan or whatever they've bought, and you want to progress onto something else, this is the ideal thing to come on to. So I believe you can get it for 100 quid, but they want it in stock anyway. I paid 108 for this. I paid 130 quid shipped from T9 Hobbies in Bradford. They were fantastic. Next day delivery with the batteries, with the charger. It was just 100, I think £129. You can't go wrong at that money. It's a fantastic piece of kit. So, compared to this, no, I'd never get rid of this, because this is more your traditional feel. But for me, I like the traditional feel radio. But I think I think this is the way we're going to move forward, and I honestly do believe this is what's going to be the thing. The Turnish Evolution came out before this. It was similar. It's bigger. I have one of them. I like it. But it's on FrSKY. There isn't as much support, there isn't as many receivers about for it, whereas the receivers for these are everywhere. So this runs on your typical, it just runs the same as this. This is the EU version, so it's running exactly the same as this. Sorry, that's not the EU version. It was. This is the EU version, so these two run exactly the same protocols, and this is still on the international mode, and that's purely for the fact that I can fly stuff that I buy from abroad. If it's already on international, without having to mess around, change the receiver or do something else. So like I say, this is the one that'll go. I still think it's a fantastic set. I'm going to do a review of it before I let it go, because it is a fantastic set. And I still think for a lot of people, they're going to prefer this over this. But I think for someone new to the hobby, a younger person, they're definitely going to go for this. This is why they've gone for the look. They've gone for the nice finish, the clean lines, the red embossed bits. They also do this controller in red. And that's why I think it'll do well. So it gets a massive thumbs up for me. I'll do another review when I've flown it a bit, and I can tell you what it feels like in the air. But I can tell you already, once you've flown for a bit, you know how it's going to feel, because I can tell you now it's going to feel fine. The resolution of sticks will be just the same as on the F7 gimbals, and it'll be fantastic. So thanks ever so much for watching. Hope you've had a great day. Have a fantastic weekend. See you soon.